What's going on, everybody? Biker Dave here, working on the next step of this bottom end of this YZ250. We have gotten the case halves back together, installed the new crank, transmission in place. See our previous videos on that. Just wanted to show you real quick a couple things that I learned about putting all this back together. And of course, you know, always refer to your service manual here. But in addition to the service manual, some other things to look out for. The main thing is to use the proper tool when installing the crankshaft and pulling the case halves together. You got to have one of these guys to do it correctly. It comes with all kinds of great accessories and attachments and whatnot. To do this right, I highly recommend it. I'll put a link down below where you can get one of these. Really makes it helpful, because what you don't do is push the case halves together. You don't use any impact, you don't do any hammering, none of that. You pull them together, okay? But beyond that, you know, once you get the transmission installed and make sure everything is rotating properly, when it's time to actually put the crank in place, here's what I did. Put the crank in the freezer, you know, put it in a Ziploc bag and put it in your freezer overnight or whatever, just to help it shrink up, even if it's just a little bit. And, you know, and then you'll pull each half separately, pull them together. Now the trick is, how tight does it need to be? Because yeah, you might get the case halves together where they're bunched together, but there's one more step to that you want to keep an eye out for. Okay, here we are in a close-up above the crank. Of course, you know, we're above it here. The issue is the gap on both sides, here and here. One, they need to match exactly. If you want this crank to be completely centered and true, as far as the installation part of it, get you some feeler gauges, you know, like these guys right here. I personally used 15 thousandths, which was 0.381 millimeter. They fit about as tight as you can get. You know, anything else would not quite fit. But not only can you eyeball it, you know, just look on both sides. The gap should be identical on both sides. But when you press all of this together, you know, when you press your case halves together, or actually you're pulling them together, you're not pushing them together. When you pull them together, you'll feel the tool bottom out, you know, and maybe just a little bit extra to make sure that it's good and snug in there. But then, you know, come from above where we're looking at it right here, get your feeler gauge, slide that booger right in there, and then it should be identical on the other side within a very minor amount, maybe a whole thousandth of an inch or something very minor. But there should not be a considerable difference in these two gaps here. Okay? You know, it doesn't really say much about that in the service manual. But, you know, watching a bunch of videos and whatnot, you know, watching all kinds of help videos on doing this properly, that is a tip that all the pros tell you. Okay? So that's that right there. She should spin nicely, as she does. You know, hopefully you've already had your crankshaft checked for trueness, so that there's no wobble whatsoever side to side when it's moving. Now, it may be a very minor amount of wobble. I'm talking extremely minor. But, you know, if you're able to rotate the crank and you got a considerable different measurement from the top, maybe, then you rotate it down to the bottom. If your measurement is a lot different, that means you probably have a warped crankshaft, or it's installed improperly, And that could mean trouble down the road, once you do run this motor. So, just check that and do the best you can to make sure it's as equal as possible on both sides. Now, other things to keep an eye on, you'll see people do it different ways. I think you should install the crank first, then install this seal, the large seal. It just makes it, you'll be sure that the seal is in correctly, because, if you try to install the halves together and then the seal is not quite seated properly, you could fix it, with some little poking and whatnot, but you'd rather not. You'd rather not touch this seal once you get it installed. Anyway, so yeah, once you press the case halves together, or pull them together, then install this main seal here. Use a good bit of lubricant. Some people use a little bit of electrical tape around here, and then put some grease around that electrical tape. That'll make sure that the lip of the seal is correct. You don't want it to be all wonked sideways or cocked weird or anything like that. All right, so that's another thing that I learned a little bit. And just make sure everything rotates freely. You want it to rotate nicely. It's going to be slightly stiff because it hasn't been broken in yet. These seals are all brand new, so it may feel, it's very slight. It may feel a little bit stiff, but not much. Okay, and the rest of it then will be installing the Kickstarter portion, all your other gear actions, for the clutch, for your water pump and all that. All that'll be installed in place, and that looks pretty straightforward. I'm not to that stage yet, but it looks pretty straightforward in the manual. So make sure you follow that as well as you can. And anything else I'm noticing here? Those are the only what I would call tricky parts. Is making sure your transmission is installed correctly. Make sure everything's lubricated in advance so everything can move nicely. You don't want anything binding or anything wonky. Make sure you install new dowel pins, in between the case halves here. You'll also need dowel pins here and here. They're smaller ones, because you're about to put the outer clutch half through here, and it needs dowel pins as well. So I recommend you replace those when you go this far into a rebuild. And what else? Anything else? A lot of this is fairly new to me, so, bear with me if I delay or, say the wrong thing or sometimes, because, I'm doing this on the fly a little bit. Here's your flywheel side. Same deal. Let's zoom in a bit. Same deal. This seal here you can install after the crank is installed. That way you'll be sure that everything is correct. You also have a seal right here. And then it'll have this collar right here that'll be installed like that. So you should replace all of those seals, of course. Your shifter, shift shaft, seal, this guy right here. That should be replaced as well. There's your clutch actuator. Make sure it's been removed and cleaned and lubricated. And, as far as we're almost to the stage, we're about to finish everything up, thank goodness. I know it seems to have taken forever, but, this has been this is a new process for me personally. I usually have people do this for me. So I just wanted to dive into it, and it's taken a lot of time and a lot of learning, a lot of studying, a lot of research. But once you do it one time, you're not so afraid of it the next time you have to possibly dive into it. You'll have the little pin right there. Was that the The Woodruff key, this little guy right here. Okay, make sure it's installed correctly. You know, it's got a scoop, like a half moon shape to it. See that right there? The little half moon shape goes down inside the crankshaft. And your manual will tell you more about this. I'm trying to do this one-handed. Just make sure it's installed correctly, and don't forget it, of course. There you go, like that. Don't forget the key. You might have to replace it also if yours is all boogered up. As far as your seals go, they should be basically flush with the crankcase. You know, don't make the mistake and beat them too far down in there. They basically go pretty much even with the crankcase. All of these seals, you know, they don't go way down in there. Same with this guy here. It's pretty much flush. And what else? You know, as far as tools you will need, your service manual walks you through all that. For the YZ250 and most of your two-strokes, especially the Japanese two-strokes, they'll all need the 27mm by 1.0 left-hand threaded flywheel pusher or puller. It's actually a pusher. That's how you get the, you know, the flywheel off of the side there. So you got to have one of these. You know, your crankcase splitter, of course. There's a lot of different ones out there. You know, to remove the clutch assembly, got to have one of these guys. I'll put links down below for one of these too. This is priceless for holding on to the clutch hub and that entire assembly so that you can get the lock nuts off for installation and removal. So you got to have one of these funny guys. It helps for the flywheel also. This tool has many different uses. And honestly, if your bike is getting on up there in age, excuse me while I walk in front of you. If your bike is getting older, you know, 12, 15, 20 years old, I have learned that electronics start to fail after 12 to 13 years, especially if it's been used a good bit. Anything that's relating to electronics, it might be something to consider to go ahead and replace them, even if you don't have a problem. But your stator, CDI, coil, even the flywheel itself. I got a bargain on all this stuff, brand new takeoff parts, which is also a great thing about a YZ250, is the range of years that parts can fit is a very wide range. So that's awesome. So honestly, I'm going to go ahead and install new flywheel, new stator, new CDI. You know, why not? Yeah, it's expensive, but if you're going to hold on to the bike for a long time and you'd rather not experience future problems down the road where you're going to have to go through all this again, or anything major for that matter, you might want to consider replacing all the electrics on your dirt bike. And what else? That's about it. See our previous videos. You know, we've got all kinds of good... We got a lot of videos of the stuff that we have learned about doing this job, including this awesome workstation that I created. I'll have links down below of everything you see around here, basically. You know, a lot of it I did kind of create, but other things you can purchase for yourself. And that's about it, you know. We're getting in the home stretch, I guess you could say. Got all kinds of good new parts we're going to install. You know, we're doing a YZ250 clutch kit, which I've never, you know, everyone usually does Barnett or, you know, some of the other brands of clutches. We're going to do a YZ250. Why not? I got a good deal on it from one of my suppliers. So it's going to be complete YZ250 clutch. Pretty excited about that. Make sure you check out our new video, or our previous videos on like the water pump impeller, the governor, you know, removing bearings and things, working with the governor push rod actuator arm. Check out our other videos on all that. So we're basically doing videos step by step while we're experiencing all of it to help you guys out. And if you're going through something like this and you're really nervous about diving into it, I totally get it. Totally understand, because this stuff is, it's not impossible, but there's a lot going on. Lots of stuff. Also, don't forget, you know, when you got the case half split apart, make sure you clean off all gasket material, you know, in between the two major case halves. Clean all that off really well, and then use, it recommends Yamabond. Good old Yamabond is what it recommends. So make sure you use something like that, you know, before you put the case halves together, because these don't use gaskets as far as the main crankcase halves. It uses a bonding material. And, you know, I tend to ramble sometimes, and our videos may last a long time because I ramble. But you know, we try to help you guys, and we hope you are able to use some of this information on your own endeavors. So if you're looking for tools and things for dirt bikes, ATVs, street bikes, watercraft, stuff like that, check out our eBay store. Just look up Horsepower House. If you Google Horsepower House, you'll find all kinds of unique tools, not just for dirt bikes. All kinds of nifty tools, flywheel pullers, magnetic drain plugs, fork boots, spanner tools, holders. We have all kinds of stuff like that on our eBay store that we've been in business, gosh, more than 15 years now. So check that out. You may find some things that you'll like, and we appreciate any business you can give us. And once again, Biker Dave here in East Cobb, Marietta, Georgia, on the north side of Atlanta. We're watching good old On Any Sunday, 1971 movie. If you younger guys may not be familiar with it, this movie, On Any Sunday, basically ignited the United States on riding dirt bikes and motorcycles in general. We've got it on our channel. If you have never seen it, check it out. It's old school. It's the early days of modern motorcycling in the U.S. You know, your parents may know about it if you don't, or your grandparents possibly. You know, it's just one of those films that it's just good old-fashioned America, and you'll probably like it. So check that out, and we've got all kinds of other videos on our channel that, you know, you'll probably enjoy. And that's it. Done rambling for now. Y'all have a great afternoon. We'll see you.